Hey y'all, well, we're going to have the big discussion today of why I haven't been on YouTube, the actual reason why I haven't been on YouTube. We're going to talk about all these parks behind me and what they go to, and also the big one, there has been a major failure on the farm. The Massey Ferguson 4710 had a major breakdown, and we're going to go over all that today in today's video, unfortunately. And y'all hang on, because there's a lot to talk about. Here we go.
Just a good old boy.
Everybody keeps messaging me a lot of kind thoughts and everything, wanting to know if I'm alright, if I've been where I'm at, why I ain't been posting no videos, when I'm gonna post videos again. Well, I'm posting one now, but I don't know when or if I will do regular videos again. I can't make up my mind. I've got a video filmed, a real good one, of us square baling hay that I was going to post. I just cannot motivate myself to do any editing. But the reason why I haven't been on YouTube, there is a legitimate reason. I got mad. I want to say it's probably been 2 years ago. It was the last time I posted regularly, like consistently, on a consistent basis. And then I started kind of teetering off, and I did it for probably about maybe three months after that regularly. And then I started doing this spotty stuff. Well, there's a reason for that. I got mad, as I said, and what I got mad about was they told me that I couldn't say certain things about certain stuff, and I knew it was coming. And the first time I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and play your little stupid game, and I'll go along with this crap. And because I'd worked so hard to build this channel on YouTube, and I may post this somewhere else too, on other platforms too, but I don't know. But anyway, I'd worked so hard to build this thing and got nothing in return. I mean, nothing. I don't even think I ever broke even, honestly, with all the money I had invested. And it really hurt me that what they were asking me not to talk about was just normal everyday person talk here in the US. I mean, it's not like it's something that's horrifying or just unethical discussions that I talked about on here. And anybody that's followed me for a long time has seen all the things that I've talked about on my channel. And there is nothing that has ever been mentioned on this channel that should warrant me to be threatened that I would be deleted. And that was what I was. I was told that if I did not cease and desist on talking about the first subjects, that I would be deleted. And I stopped talking about them. I think I mentioned in a few videos what some of those subjects were, and that I wasn't happy about it because I didn't feel like I could be me and just talk about things I wanted to talk about, just like I would if you pulled up here off the street and we were just randomly talking. I've always tried to just be me, tell it how it is, the way I see it, by my knowledge and what I have seen and dealt with on this farm. That is the way I have always done things. I have always remained as genuine to myself as I could be. What you see is what you get, and I feel like that's the only way anybody should be. And when they told me I couldn't talk about the first subjects, I was like, okay. And then they followed up 2 months later with a whole nother list of demands of subjects. Demands of subjects that I felt like was absurd that they would ask anybody, that tell anybody they couldn't talk about these topics. And they told me that if I talked any more about this stuff, that I would be deleted immediately and my channel wiped off the face of the earth, or the face of social media, wherever you want to call it. Everything I had worked for, everything I had made them money doing, made them money. I sure as hell never really got anything back in profitability wise in return. Did not ever start this to do that. But and my goal wasn't that. because I wanted to be me. I wanted to be a real person, a real farmer, somebody out here showing the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, everything there is, the money, good times, the bad times, all of it. The struggles of running a farm in today's world. The reality of it. I didn't want to be a commercial. I know a lot of people probably thought I was a commercial. I never once got paid by those companies, ever. I never got a dime. And in fact, in a lot of cases, I went in the hole. But to bring those videos, especially on the early ones where I did demos, I drove 45 minutes to my dealership, picked up a piece of equipment, drove it 45 minutes home, ran that piece of machinery, filmed that piece of machinery, talked about that piece of machinery for probably, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Then I drove it back 45 minutes to the dealership, and I got nothing out of it. Didn't want nothing, didn't ask nothing other than I wanted to demo the equipment and bring it to y'all as something y'all could see. I never once got paid for doing that, never wanted to be paid for doing that. Was glad to do it, still glad to do it. If somebody wants me to do it, I would prefer them bring it to me instead of me having to drive to go get it. I'm not, unless it's something I really want to try out, I'm not driving and getting it or it's close anymore. It's just, I can't, I've got too many irons in the fire, I just don't have time. And I give my honest thoughts on those pieces of machinery, a genuine review. I did not, my policy was, now I never had this agreement with anybody, if I absolutely hated the machine, I didn't make a video on it. I never even acted like it was never here, nobody ever saw it. Because I'm not going to sit here and hurt somebody's job from a company and make them look bad just from my perspective. I'm not going to do it. It hurts too many people's business and stuff. If there's something small I don't like, I will tell you. If I'm at a farm show walking by something, I see something I like, I try to point out something I like and something I dislike on a piece of machinery. And I just talk about it. And that way I'm neutral. And that's the way I always did it. And that's what I always tried to do. So I've always tried to walk that fair, even kill line and just tell it how it is. That's what, get back on topic. And when they ask me not to talk about these subjects anymore, of general day-to-day things, I have a First Amendment right for a reason. It was no ag company, don't get me wrong, it was the platform, okay? It was who it was. And I've never had an equipment company ask me not to talk about something. And that's just what made me mad. I felt like I worked all these years and done all this stuff to get it to the point it was, and then I was told in the blink of an eye I can be wiped out just because they didn't agree with something I was saying that anybody should be allowed to say on this planet. And anybody that's watched this channel knows what all I've talked about over the years. They know that I've not said anything egregious. I know there's multiple different ages and groups and just all this stuff, watching this stuff. You may not agree with my personal values and things, but those are my personal values and I should be able to share those if I want to. If you want to share your stuff, go create your own channel. I don't care. There's plenty of other channels that spread whatever you want to spread. But this one is spreading what I want to spread because it's my blog. And when they told me I couldn't be me, that was when I was done. And I have struggled with that so hard because I love doing it. I did love doing it. I did not love editing videos. It was hours spent away from my family doing things I want to do, like hunting and fishing and different things like that. Sim racing, I'm a big sim racer. I know a lot of people probably don't know anything about that because I don't even think I've ever mentioned that before on iRacing. I love to do that, and I just always have. I can't afford to go out and don't have the time to have a real race car, so that's what I do. But that's just kind of where it is. And I just can't, I battle with it every day, trying to make up my mind, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? That's why I haven't said I'm done. That's why I will not say I'm done. That's why I won't go out and make a video, say thank you to everybody and I'm done. Because I don't know that I'm done. I can't make up my mind. My wife would like me to go back to doing it again. She's even offered to participate in the videos now. And it's just I don't have any motivation right now to do it because of what happened. I feel bad because I had a lot of friends that love the videos and stuff, and I met a lot of people through this and become friends with them and acquaintances. And I feel real bad. I've had several call me and ask about me and check on me and want to know what's up. And I've told them, and every one of them that I've talked to probably told me, I don't blame you. I would have done the same damn thing. And that's just where I'm at. I can't say if anybody else got these things or not, but I did get them. I'm not going to take copies of them and post them and put them up and all this other crap. I'm not doing that, okay? I don't want nobody to make a fuss out of this and go write hate emails to this person and that person and all this stuff. I don't want none of that, okay? Even if they come back and say, oh, it's not going to change my mind, all right? I'm just trying to figure out if I want to participate anymore because of y'all, or if I'm done. Because at this point, I've been quit doing it so long, it's a life-changing thing to go back to doing it. Because you have to carry a camera every day with you. You have to film everything. You have to lay out your day. When you're making a video, you have to have it all done. Then you have to sit down at night, edit for 3 hours plus to edit these videos. And it's a lot of work and a lot of time for nothing. I'm telling y'all, for nothing. Until your channel gets very large or larger than mine, financially there's no gains in it. Not even for a channel my size. My channel is not large, but I wouldn't say it's tiny. I mean, I don't even know. I haven't looked in a while. Somewhere around 10,000, close to it. I don't know. Facebook had 20,000 followers over there, still do, and I get a lot of traffic wanting to know why I'm not on there. So I'm just battling in my head, do I want to do it or do I not want to do it? And I ain't made up my mind. I may go back to filming tomorrow and just keep rolling with it after this. I don't know. It may be next spring. I may start up everything, or this winter I may go to filming, hunting, and fishing, and when I got a little more time and we're done with hay, and that's all I'll do for a while. And then if it gets me back in the mood of wanting to do it again, I'll start out next spring and just go all the way through the whole year like I used to do. I haven't made up my mind. I am wanting to do some hunting and fishing videos though. I would like to do, especially hunting, some videos doing that. I've got food plots to plant soon. I may actually film that and post it just because it's something fun for me. There ain't gonna be no fancy editing in it. I just don't have any desire to sit there for 3 or 4 hours editing videos, and that was what I was really good at, in my opinion, on my channel. But that's just where I'm at. A lot of people want to know about equipment. What do you, especially the new round baler, the Massey Ferguson RB4160V, I think it's the number on it. I still love it. Knock on wood, it's been great. I ain't got really one complaint. I started out, I had some issues with hay coming up the sides. Haven't seen that this year at all, really. I had one do it one time with me this year. It was very rare, it did it anyway. As it slicks up and the more hay I get through it, to be honest, it seems like it's doing better. Knock on wood. And I really like it so far. The Klaus broke down last year. It cost us several thousands of dollars to fix it. Klaus parts are just stupid high, and their equipment now is stupid high. And I had something planned to do for y'all, but I'm not getting into that because I don't want to trash stuff, but it didn't work out, for those that are wondering, because I did post some pictures on the YouTube channel that I was going to do it, and it didn't work out. I could go into a long story about that, but I'm not going to. It definitely did not benefit me in the least. It cost me money again, and I got nothing at all out of it. So I'm not really high on them right now. We did buy a new mower. There's a 3-point regular sidebar disc mower. The Klaus conditioner tore up last year. That was another several thousands of dollars to fix. Well, it broke again, if you're wondering what's behind me. I think this was my screw up. This is what failed. This is the swivel joint that goes between the two gearboxes. I've had a lot of trouble out of these on multiple different brands of conditioners. There's just a lot of weight and a lot of pressure in these joints, and they just give out over time. And this one, the first time it done it, the bearings went out in here, the housing cracked, dropped down on that shaft, bent that shaft. Everything other than those two gears was ruined. All this is new. Thousands of dollars in these few pieces right here. You're talking about this, and these few bearings. Thousands of dollars. I was not happy at all in the least bit. And what I was quoted for a new round baler through them, I laughed, honestly, for their new 500 model. And that's just where I'm gonna leave it. I'm not happy with them. I'm annoyed. I did a lot for that company for nothing, never asked for nothing, and hell, I never even got a thank you or appreciation you from a rep, nothing in the whole time. And I've sold more equipment for them and their hay division here in the US than anybody else on social media. And a lot of y'all bought their stuff and know it. And I loved it. Their older stuff was great. This newer stuff I've been buying of theirs, I had not had as good a luck out of it. My old round baler has 30,000 plus rolls through it. I still love that baler. Parts are expensive right now. It's good parts, but they're very expensive, kind of like chrome. And they just did not make the changes I wanted to see in time. And then I'm kind of glad that we went ahead and made the purchase we did, because it was a huge difference what they asked. Nearly double what they wanted for their baler versus the one I have now. Nearly double for what we paid for it at the time we bought the one I have now. So yeah, I'm glad I made the decision I made. Another thing I got going on, I'm putting all new springs on the Koons accumulator. I got one of the Ys off, one of the springs broke on it, and we're having to replace it. And then I went ahead and just ordered all of them. I've replaced them all. That's broken right now, which I'll have it back together and ready to go. It was nothing. I think the world's of Norden, I think is what they changed their name to, or Koons hay accumulators are now Norden, I think, what they changed it. But I love this thing. It's simple. You can get most of these parts at the local parts store or a hardware store, wherever. But all of our springs were just shot and wore out. Like there's huge difference in these versus the ones that was on it. And all these springs up under here were shot. The doors weren't working like they should. All the trip springs and everything, they're really simple. I mean, hell, half of them's garage door springs. These flippers, I had these are the new style. These actually aren't the originals that came on it. That one over there it's straight. The new ones have a bend in them. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but these are straight. This is one of the originals. I stuck it back on because the newer ones they sent me to update it from the original. This was one of the first AF10s ever sold. And they was done a lot of updates to this thing since I've gotten it. Never charged a dime. And I cannot say thank you enough for them and their customer support. And I've got all new springs for all the doors and everything. But yeah, the one that was over here broke, so I got two new in these coming, because they do work better with the updated ones with a bend in them. A lot of times they'll hang on the back bail behind it here, and if it don't go down quite enough or the bail's a little long, so the new ones fix that for the most part. And I've just got all new springs because all of them are wore out, every one of them. I'm starting to have them break on me and they just need replacing. And like I said, the doors aren't working right. The next big update, the 4710 is broken. I know that if you've made it this far, I'd say most people haven't. I may do another video on this eventually when we get it back. It is broken, and when I say it broke bad. I have no idea what caused it. They still don't know what has caused it for sure. They thought it was one thing, and I think they're thinking now it's something else, just the internal failure. The transmission had a major failure. It dumped where it hooks to the motor and the bell. It's supposed to be dry between the two. The seals all failed in the transmission. It filled the entire bell full of hydraulic fluid, and then it pushed it into the engine all while we were using it. It's not like it was a periodic thing that happened over time. This happened all at once. And I have no idea why, because it was running fine, and then all of a sudden it was almost like the engine blew. What happened was it filled the engine oil reservoir in the bottom of the motor full of oil, to the point that it started blowing smoke out of the pipe, and there was oil coming out of the turbo. And it is at this point, they checked the engine. They're saying that the engine is fine, but they have not had time to split it in half yet. I think they're short on help, which everybody is now. I don't know when I'm going to get it back. It's a major failure, so it's going to take a while to get it fixed. They do know every seal in the transmission is going to have to be, in that main shaft is going to have to be replaced, because it's all gone. I'm guessing there's some kind of failure happened on the inside all at one time. I don't know what yet, and I'll have to maybe do an update video later on it. I'm not very, if I said I was happy with it or satisfied, I'd be lying. I'm not very happy. That is I don't know, I can't remember what model it is. It's not very old. Y'all remember when I brought it on the channel and everything, the whole thing. We have put about 500 hours on it, 400 to 500 hours on it a year. It's got somewhere around 2,000 and something hours on it. I think it's less than 2,500, and it let go. So I'm hoping that it's just a reseal job, and maybe a bearing, and nothing else got hurt on the inside, because we did shut it down as soon as we knew something. No lights came on, no nothing, and it's down. I don't know when I'm gonna get it back, honestly. I really don't. And all I've got to roll with right now is the 5400, and if something happens to it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The McCormick is not, it can't handle the Klaus. It's too light. I bailed with it once before before we had the 4710, and it drugged me downhill backwards, and I'm not willing to get in that tractor and roll hay. And the Ferguson's even heavier than the Klaus, so I don't have a backup tractor right now to roll with. All I've got is the main one, and we are working the crap out of the McCormick and the 5400 right now. The 383, it's getting close to 8,000 hours on that tractor, and it's never been gone into, and I can't work it hard. I mean, it's just too old. It's a 94 model, and all it ever does is loader work in the winter, and then during the summer it fluffs and rakes hay. And so I've really got two tractors now to do loader work with that are cabs. I still have the Duets that we load hay with. But let me go back. We have two tractors right now to bale and do a lot of fluffing for one of them, and mowing is all on the two. And as much hay as we're baling and doing right now, I've got my fingers crossed and I'm praying, because I'm putting a lot of hours on that tractor there specifically right now. I mean, it's done everything this past 2 weeks. I've done every job there is on the farm with it, and I'm constantly running it all day, every day. The backup was the new tractor, and it went let go. So now I'm relying on the older ones. And the bad part is it was the tractor I loaded all my square bales with out in the field. So now I'm having to rely on this thing, and it's already had 2 major breakdowns. I had a drive motor go out, and you cannot buy a drive motor through New Holland, so we had to go aftermarket, and I had to get it. There's only one company in the US that even offered anything for it, and it's a universal fit drive motor with a hose kit that they come up with to make it work, and that was what I had to go with because there's no options for it, and that was not cheap. Then I had idlers go out again. I've also had some other stuff going on, so it's just a nightmare. I know some of y'all that follow me on Facebook have seen that I'm looking for an alternative. I'd really like to find a tire machine, about a 70 horse, 65, 70 horse high flow cab with probably maybe around 15 model. That's, I don't know, probably got 1,500 hours on it, and I think for what I've been seeing them go for on the line, I can swap them even. I can just sell this one and get that, and I think that'll be a lot better for us. We do so much running around these fields. If I have to take this thing off from the chicken houses to do field work, I'm driving too much really for tracks, and it's too expensive just to run around on the tracks for the hay, and all the other shit it's had going on over the years. So that one tractor going down has really put a hurting on us, and I don't know when I'm gonna get back. Like I said, I could really use another tractor right now. All the guys that's here helping or keep asking me when it's coming back and what we're gonna do, and they need another tractor, and we need this and we need that, and I don't know what to tell you. I'm the only one that runs that one, so I'm in the tractor constantly, and then trying to keep everybody else going and manage everything. So time for YouTube right now is just not a lot of it. Last year everything we owned broke for some reason. I don't know why. I've had some kind of curse, I think, on me last year, and it's just one thing after another, the way it's been going. So I don't know what we're gonna do about everything right now. So it is what it is. I'm hoping to get it back as soon as I can. I don't know what it's gonna cost to fix it. I really don't, and I'm dreading that one. I just hope it doesn't have to have a whole new transmission, and I'm afraid that may be what it's gonna, you know. It was still under power when they shut it off, but I'm worried about the engine and how it overflowed or overfilled with fluid. I was going on vacation when all this happened, and when I got back, it was on the trailer. I drained somewhere around, oh my god, I think 3 gallons of hydraulic fluid. I think it was something like that, of oil out of that thing, just to get it back to the full mark on the dipstick. And it started up and ran fine for me when I did that, and then I shut it back down, and then within I think it was 8 to 10 hours later, went back and checked it the next morning, and it had done probably run, I don't know, close to that amount back in it. They told me they pulled the hose off the side of the tractor up there at the dealership, and it's squirting out like a water or like a fire hydrant. The way it's pumping, they told me there's some kind of major failure in there, and we don't know what, but it should be easy to find with the amount of fluid it's pushing out. So y'all think about me. That's what all I've got going on. I don't know, I kind of thought about, well, I need a larger tractor, just getting rid of that one and going a different route, but then again, we need all this other stuff too, and it's just, oh, the joys of being in the hay business. But there you go, there's your update. That's why I haven't been on YouTube. That's what's going on with everything and what's happened. I'll probably post an update, at least on Facebook, on what they found was wrong with that tractor whenever we do get it back and everything's done and it's back working again. And we'll let you know. But what do you do? It's just one of them things. It's just money, as somebody keeps telling me. You just have to keep rolling with the punches and deal with it. But that's kind of the way everything's been going. So I'm gonna get back to putting springs on. I know this has just been me talking and everything. We may or may not be also looking at a rotary rake. I know a lot of y'all have been hounding on me about that for a long time. But we'll see. I don't know. Depends on what happens with this tractor, more or less, I'd say, than anything. And how bad the damages are going to be on that, because I know it's going to be bad. For the amount of hours and everything it's going to have in it. But it ain't doing me no good broke either, and I really need something right now to get back going. Just mainly just to have another tractor here I could bale with would be awesome if I could find one or something, or do something. I don't know, because we bale so much hay, I gotta have a backup. I just don't have a choice, and I'm behind. I just got done with first cut a week and a half ago, and it's what, it's the 10th of August, so we got done, I think it was, yeah, the last week of July we finished first cut. And we've done, I've 3 fields into second cut, and then it's been raining for the past week. We've got to get back going. Hopefully this upcoming week they're saying it's gonna be a little drier, so hopefully I can get back at it and make some money to pay for all this broken stuff. So I don't know what the Klaus parts are gonna run me. I ordered 3 seals and 2 bearings to put back, and oh, I forgot to tell y'all what happened to it this time before y'all go. When I put it back together, apparently I got it all tight and everything like that. Apparently I should have used Loctite, is what the mechanic, I talked to him some today, the guy that works on these things all the time, and he told me I needed to put Loctite on everything. So I'm gonna put it back together, put Loctite on it. Hopefully it'll stay together this time. It lasted a year, nearly to the date, since I redone it. It didn't damage anything, and the bearings I'm putting in it, I'm just putting in it as a precaution, because in case something was to got hurt with those, obviously the seals have all got to be replaced, because tear it apart, you run them. So that's where everything's at. I got to get back to this, get this thing put up, and I got to hook the hay mower up. I may try to cut mulch hay tomorrow in the rain. I don't know. That's how far behind I am. I got to get something done. So thank y'all for watching. See you later. I know this ain't a great video, it's not some flashy thing, but it's an update, and that's why I hadn't been on YouTube, because everybody keeps asking and wanting to know. I didn't want to, honestly, I was kind of wary about even putting that out there, but we'll see what happens. See y'all later.